What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I guess girl groups doesn't, I don't know. It's Boys Planet time. It's Boys Planet time, but that's the intro we always do. I'm JT, he's Fograw. We are here, and we just got done with episode...
I want to say it's 7,
Seven?
Right?
We're already on 7. We've already had 7 weeks of Boys Planet. It's flying by.
I don't remember how many episodes are supposed to be.
I don't
It's somewhere between 10 and 12, but...
I was guessing 10. I have nothing to base that off of, but I don't know. I just thought it was 10.
I think it might... I don't know, 10 or 12.
It might be more, because it seems like we're not even doing eliminations next week, so...
But you never know. They could sneak up on you.
They really do. They really do. Well, I guess I'm just trying to collect my thoughts.
In other news, there's been a lot of comebacks and a lot of tours announced.
We have so much going on that it's hard to keep up with.
Because Inmix announced a little tour thingy.
They have a showcase tour.
Icon announced a tour that doesn't start for like another 4 months.
Yeah, I know. The future us is going to worry about.
We're going to the Pixie tour here in a couple weeks.
Oh my gosh. Is anyone else going to see Pixie in St. Louis? Because your boys will be there.
I'm so hyped.
Pixie's a super awesome group.
Rolling Courts is like a rock group. They're going to be on a tour we're going to go see.
We're going to go see in Chicago. There's a lot going on.
And like I said, there's like so many comebacks that I can't even name.
We got.
I do know Inmix is coming back Monday.
We got big ones coming up.
Billy's coming back here pretty soon.
Billy's coming back. I saw that next month, which is April, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aespa and Le Seraphim are coming back.
Okay.
So that's going to be something to keep an eye on.
Also, Yin is coming out with her first solo song.
Everyone go support Yin.
Twice literally just came back 2 days ago.
They just came back. I mean, K-pop is thriving right now.
Girl group power. Actually, I don't know. There could be boy groups that came back. I don't really pay attention.
Probably, but yeah, the girl groups are killing it. The tours are killing it. We're anxiously awaiting the lineup of KCON LA.
Oh yeah, the KCON announcement for Japan got leaked, or not leaked, but got told to us. Goodness, that's a good lineup.
Let me just say, if that was LA, we're already getting our ticket to go because Vives is there.
Gosh.
Speaking of Yin, good for her. Today we went back to our roots. Gosh. And we watched a lot of CLC videos before we watched... We actually watched a lot of videos before we watched Boys Planet. Literally hours of videos. But CLC's it was nice to go back and watch some CLC stuff because they really were the best. And we used to spend a ton of time and long nights watching their stuff. So it was fun.
Now we just dedicate our lives to Dreamcatcher.
Now it's like Dreamcatcher's wrecking everyone's life. And I don't think I'm happy about it. But you can't help it. And
the heart wants what the heart wants.
We watched every girl group performance from Mama tonight.
Oh, that was the best.
That was sick. We really watched a lot of stuff.
Shortest hour of my life.
Before we actually got to Boys Planet. And it was super fun. And then after Boys Planet, before we recorded, probably for another hour and a half right now, we just watched Dreamcatcher content.
We did.
We hung up a Haewon poster. I don't know.
It's been a full night.
It's been a full night of awesome girl groups and then a little bit of Boys Planet on the side, but...
I'd like to say a full night, but it's literally been like 8-9 hours, so I mean...
Full work day.
Yeah. Put in a lot of work. Also, for anyone who's keeping track of the March Madness girl group brackets, there's yet to be a single upset from a lower seed being a higher seed, unlike the real March Madness.
Which, like every higher seed loses. Yeah, it's been kind of uneventful. We
got a couple wrong, but that's because we went on limbs, and
that's like usually what we do, though. But all the higher seeds have won. We've had a couple different...
There was a couple that were kind of close.
Kind of close, because we have a few different accounts kind of putting up votes, but overall...
Just about what you'd expect.
The higher seeds are winning, so...
Stay tuned for round 2 coming up.
We'll keep up the round 2, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting.
And speaking of round 2, we had episode 2, or I guess part 2, of our next stages in Boys Planet this week.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking, and before I get into this, at this point in time, for anyone who hasn't watched it, honestly, I don't know what to think because everyone's so good. It's almost just like fake news that the whole rest of the show isn't even happening, to be honest with you.
This whole thing, we talked about it during. This episode could have been 30 minutes. Maybe less.
Like, all the performances were, like, so good at this point.
They're so good.
Like everybody's faking it in the I don't know, song run-throughs or whatever, because everyone's so good. It's, like, so unbelievable that they're even bad.
It's just, like, it kind of just goes back. I mean, and again, we've seen this kind of thing with these types of shows before, but like, we're just tired of seeing them be so lousy. We're at the point where they like can't function. It's not that they're like, oh, I'm gonna improve. It's really like can't function. Like Produce 48, like these girls, no hope, and then they go magically do really well or at least good. You know, like no one goes on stage and just completely loses it. So I kind of question how bad they really are in these practices.
That's what I'm saying. It almost feels like they're, hey,
it's what they do every time.
We need you to sandbag this a little bit so we can make it into a show.
Like, hey.
Because in like, what do they have, like 6-7 days or something like that to practice?
Yeah, it seemed like that.
There's no way you go from like not being able to like sing at all and like hit high notes to being able to sing like flawlessly and not make a mistake. And like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
And like, there's a couple times where it's like, okay, they might not have hit the note perfectly, but the performances were really good. Like, they're all really good. Some were even better than really good. And it's like, why are we seeing these guys can't even, like, remember the song or one step of the dance? And then a few days later, it's like, why are they not a debuting boy group? Like,
yeah, it's like ridiculous.
I just feel like it just gets way too dramatic on the like practicing. It just gets old.
Fake news.
And then it's the same for every group, pretty much, besides, like, the top one. And it's like, wow, the judges are upset with them. They can't sing. They can't dance. How will they overcome? And guess what? The stage is great. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't as much of that in Girls Planet, but in Produce 48 it was. And I feel like we're kind of reverting back to that, where it's just like complete trash.
I also feel like maybe it's just different because we've seen so many of these. So it just kind of gets old seeing the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, because you just like know the pattern.
I don't know.
I just think the guy, and again, these guys are really good. Like, even the guys who suck are really good.
Very true.
And the performances were really good.
I don't know. The performances are great. All the performances are great.
All good.
Honestly, that's the problem. Is the performances
are they're all good. I don't even know. And, like, I'm like, okay, does anyone even gain ground voting here? Because they're all really good. It's not like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
I don't either. But last week, we saw the stages for Gong, Zoom, Home, and Love Killa. And this week, the first one we saw was Law, which is the rap dance portion of it. Because, you know, there's rap dance and vocal rap. Like, they split it up. You had to do two things.
Yeah.
The members in that
cool,
were
actually.
Yedam, Camden, Park Han Bin, Ji Hao, and Han Yujin. And this is really one of the only times they showed... I don't know, it's kind of weird. The stuff that they show in the little flashback dance thingies kind of varies for each group. Like, it's kind of different. Mm-hmm. But the big thing to take away from this is, for once, Yujin did not get yelled at by dance instructor guy.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
He likes to yell at him every week and tell him he's not good. But he's
literally like...
had some pretty high praise for him this week.
Yeah, I loved him this week. And, I mean, Eugene Deserve did really well. But it's just like, they literally made him, like, cowering from him. When he, like, walked in the room, it had, like, dramatic-ass music, and he's, like, slow motion. Eugene, like, ducks behind his teammate. It's like, did you not think he was going to be here? Like, you see him all the time. But, yeah, so Eugene was good.
That performance is actually really
sick. It was really good. I mean, one of the best ones, because they're all one of the best ones to me. Like, I thought it was a really fun performance. The style was cool.
And actually, when it came down to the end for who was going to get the most votes, I really wasn't sure who was going to get it, because everybody did, like, pretty well. So it was kind of like a coin toss. But in the end, my boy Park Han Bin, the other Han Bin, who somehow is ranked like number 22, even though he's like been a 5-star or 4-star, whatever the hell they are, rated dude, like, got first place. He beat everybody in this group because he did really well.
He won. Honestly, maybe we see him make a jump. I mean, we should, right?
Like, I can't believe he's 22.
Because 22 is pretty low. Like,
especially when you're only taking the top 9. You're not even like the next.
Just like some of the dudes, it's like
you wouldn't even be like the next portion of 9 people at that point.
It's not even double. Like, it's like, okay, you're like the people are like, oh, you're 42. Like, I don't know, but 22 seems a little far for him. He did really good. Deserved to win.
And the performances from the first one, he like killed it, and he was like showing, like teaching everybody how to do stuff. So I mean,
that was nice.
I can't believe he's number 22.
He got a lot of love today, so hopefully, people will see that and get him some votes.
Next, we had the Man in Love vocal rap unit. It was Tae Ray, Dong Yeol, Ming Yu, and Woo Jin. And I'll be honest with you, this is one of the most impressive stages I think I've seen since the show started.
Well, this is one where they really took the trash to treasure.
Like Mingyu, like he's the guy from one of the dudes from the My House performances. Terrible.
Horrible.
They were making fun of him before they went on stage for how bad he was during the vocal training portion.
Yeah, he's so bad they don't even like get mad at him because he's like a joke.
Himself.
He's like a joke, and I'm mad because I don't know why he's on the show because he's horrible. He stinks, and even in like the warm up before, he's like trying to sing, and all the other groups practicing, like they show him turning their head because he's so bad. He sucks. But that magical pixie dust of getting on stage, phenomenal.
Unreal. Like the whole thing. I'm like, is this B2B?
They did really good.
Beautiful.
They did really good. Their voices were.
There's like dudes crying in the backstage.
It's just such an impressive. Like from hey, we were here. And that's the thing for him too, because he's been bad the whole show. It's not like he's gradually like he's been horrible and then just boom, really good performance.
Like 0 to 100.
Really good.
Like I said, that's when I was like, it's almost like they're telling him, hey, be bad and then be good.
You're kind of like the goofy bad guy that everyone laughs at. So now's your redemption. Like get up there and actually be okay. Like and it was a good performance.
And the winner of that one was
a cool song.
Tae Ray, which he deserved it. He was like the highest ranked guy on.
He was like the kind of the one shining light of the group going in. And then he kind of like stepped up and he had a really good performance.
Next we had Rush Hour, which is rap dance, and that had Ricky, Jing Shang, Sung Ming, Hiroto, and Takedo. And it was a weird one because the whole dynamic of the group from the beginning was really crappy. And then the two dudes were fighting. I don't remember which ones they were, but one of them was fighting with Ricky over whatever's going on.
It was the other, I believe, Chinese guy. I forgot his name. But he had a problem with Ricky, and then the leader just like couldn't. And then like it seemed, I mean, again, we don't know how this is edited, but this kind of seemed like a train wreck of a group. They had to like, their leader had to like leave and take a moment on the staircase himself because they just like could not.
And then they fought so much that Takedo started crying.
He started crying, and then because the one guy is just like had problems with Ricky and stuff, so they kind of butted heads. But then they got to a point where they're like, all right, like let's talk it out. And he's like, we don't have time. We need to practice. And then Takedo started crying. It was a train wreck. It was a train wreck in a way that they weren't bad at doing anything. They were just a horrible team. They just like, didn't have
no chemistry.
There's no chemistry. And the performance wasn't bad, but you could kind of tell that was still lingering.
They just didn't flow together. They didn't have it.
Literally, the judges were just like, please have fun. Have fun. Because if you don't have fun, the crowd doesn't have fun. And I don't know. It was not the best.
But then Takedo did a backflip.
He was good. Ricky won, thank goodness.
Yeah, Ricky got first place. He did good. Ricky is the godsend anyways.
That's my boy. That's everyone's boy. But that was, I don't know. I was not super pumped on that. You could just tell that they had some tension there still. They didn't look like they had fun. The judges were right on that one. They showed that Takano got last in the group.
Which for some reason I don't understand.
This was really dumb because it meant absolutely nothing.
He's like one of the only people I remember them showing it for, at least on this episode.
I only remember him and one other guy because they didn't show last place. Yeah, especially they didn't show last place for the Tomboy stage because everyone loves them.
This is first place, this is second place.
Takano, because he's,
we're skipping 4th through 5th, and Takano got last.
It was like, it showed the first place, and then they're like, Takano lost. It's like, why? What did he do? He honestly tries hard and does fine, and he did a backflip.
Yeah.
Everyone always compliments him, too. They're like, oh, he's cute, whatever. I thought that was bogus. Because the last place means nothing. You don't have to announce it. There's no, like...
Yeah, it really doesn't mean
There's
anything.
no winning or losing, because even some of the winners on the teams don't matter, so... I don't know.
I thought most of them don't.
Most of them don't, except for the group that won, because then you got the extra bonus points. So I thought that was extremely bogus.
Which is weird, because, like, in most of these shows, if you win, it's because you have the highest score. So what does, like, 150,000 more votes do for you if you've already got 500 more than somebody else? Nothing. You already won. Like,
yeah. No, it's just like, yeah, because I guess
it's like when you're going to the... When you're winning a game and you're already up by like
fake,
20, like what's the point of like adding 50 more points to it? Like you're already winning. Who cares?
It's just like, do they really need this? I just don't know why they had to announce. Yeah, I just don't know why they had to announce Takano's last place. There's no reason to do that. Just let him be. He had a good performance.
Honestly, they should just make it where everyone who does good wins and whoever has the lowest score gets like the bonus points so they don't do shitty.
I was gonna say, you think that they would try and benefit them somehow because they're the ones that need help. Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know.
But the next performance was Limousine, and that was a vocal rap one. And that had Anthony with 2 N's, Jiho, and Christian. I didn't really think too much of this, and be honest with you, but mainly because I'm not like a huge vocal like person. I don't really care too much about that, much of the other stuff. I mean, I do hear vocals. I'm like, oh, that's pretty impressive. But they actually did really well. This was a good stage.
Yeah, they sang well.
And surprisingly, Jihu got first place, and up to this point has the most votes out of anybody that got first place so far.
Yeah, he was like the highest first place getter.
Yes,
it was a fine stage. Like, it was cool. They did well.
I will say a lot of good vocals this week.
Yeah. The guys
surprisingly they have really good
just
vocal talent.
Impressed with these guys on the show. Honestly, they're really talented.
Then we had the Feel Special stage, which is vocal and dance, and that was Woon Ki, Donggon, Zhang Xiaobo, Kai Jin Shin, and it's like one of the weirdest ones ever because everybody was terrible.
This was a really bad practice.
Also, I probably pronounced all those names really wrong, but it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I gave it my best effort.
It's okay. They can look it up if they need to.
Sorry, I'm not fluent tonight.
This stage, or this group, was a train wreck in the sense that they just could not get the song. Like
they couldn't sing it right. They couldn't
sing,
even memorize
they couldn't remember, they couldn't dance. They had, which is weird because one of them was
like
so
super
excited. He's literally dancing in the crowd.
He's like, I need to get that one.
And he like sprinted to it, and it's like, and he was like the first person who didn't know what the heck was going on. It's like, that's weird. That's a red flag.
Yeah, that's not good.
They had to have like special extra coaching, like with the coaches alone.
It's never good when you need extra coaching.
I didn't see anyone that had to do that yet. So they had to go like each individual, the dancing, whatever. They had to like help them. They seemed really bad.
There's almost one of those ones where the judges were like, it was so bad that they wanted to like walk up and leave the room because it was like terrible.
It was really loud. They just like didn't do anything right in the kind of the evaluation practices.
But lo and behold,
here we go.
Came to game time, and they were game ready.
They did just fine
because it was just as good as the other stage we saw.
It was good. It was good.
I'm one of those people where just like in life in general, it's like it doesn't matter how you get from point A to point B as long as you get there.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we put all this stuff in the middle that shows how terrible they are. Like,
I just think it's just not. It's just like not believable. These guys couldn't remember anything, and then they did. Like, I don't.
One guy like hummed half of his verses because he couldn't remember saying.
Unless they literally take it from the moment that they know the song and they give them like 30 minutes to look at it. Like, we don't know how Mnet operates, but I'm like, do they let them look at it for an hour and they're like, all right, get in here, sing it and dance it?
And like, oh, it's terrible.
Just to know that the guys are not going to be good unless they're like very, very, very talented, just so they can get that bad footage. I don't know how it works. This group did fine. I think one guy had like a little vocal error, but who cares? They were good.
And like the long scheme of the performance,
it was really good.
Like, fine.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
But yeah, so Zhang Xiaobo got first place,
and that was who was really excited about.
That's the one who's like super.
I guess it all worked out.
I mean, I guess good for that guy. Mm-hmm. Somehow he was super excited for it, did extremely bad, and somehow did great and won. It's amazing.
Amazing story.
Next we had Not Spring, Love, or Cherry Blossoms, which is a vocal rap group. And that was Dael, Ichan, and Doha. And those are the 3 guys who were terrible and could not sing at all. Like, I mean, it was bad. Like in the stages last week, it was bad.
Yeah, and they each had their own individual little moment where they showed them being
like
trash.
Because one of the dudes in this was also the other dude from the My House stage.
Doha was the other My House guy who sucked. And it was a meme and a joke. Honestly, I really liked this performance a lot.
And I was like, whoa, this is like a vocal stage. It's an IU cover. Like, this is bad news for them. Like, maybe they might actually be bad.
Nope.
But guess what? Nope, they were great.
They were really good.
Really good. People, like, this dude's crying.
Yeah, people were, like, tearing up. I thought this was actually one of my favorite ones, and I don't even, like, care about that song.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really talented. Doha did good. Like, everyone did good. And, they powered through. I mean, it was impressive.
It's like almost to a point where it's just like not believable.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like just not believable if they're bad to begin with.
I get it's like
they've got to either be, I don't know, like making them film it like the worst possible moments and just taking it. I'm telling you, I don't get it.
They have to just play them in the beginning and they're like, all right, you get 15 minutes to look at this song and dance, and then we're evaluating you in front of the cameras just to like guarantee them being horrible. Because I could see if it was like, oh, you almost got that high note. like, keep working, you're gonna get it. And then they're like, is he gonna get it? And he does. Because it's like, okay, he's almost there.
Instead of going from,
you're tripping over your own feet and you don't even know the title of the song, to putting out a stage-worthy performance.
And be like, how'd you even get this position?
Doesn't make
Can you
sense.
even, like, sing
No one
this
can do
register? Like, why are you even here right now?
And you're like, this is embarrassment to the boys' planet. I think they
Like,
told those guys that is an embarrassment to boys' planet.
Like, if you fail, you're going to let down the entire team, and the entire show is going to collapse. And, of course, they go out there and they're, like, nervous, and they just, like, do great.
Yeah, and even in the stage where they're in their outfits, which has got to be game day, right? Like,
Yeah,
they got their hair and makeup, and, like, they're like horrible, and then they come through and do really well. So I don't know. It, again, like you said, there's something here. It's like too dramatic, too not believable.
I never understood.
I don't remember it really being like that for Girls Planet, actually. So I remember like being like, okay, like
maybe Mnet's editing is just that good that we just don't realize.
We're just getting played all the time.
I just don't know.
Because they're so bad, and then they're so fine. It's like they're so perfect, and it's like, wait a minute. How'd you get so much better at this?
I don't know. Like I said, at this point, we were talking
if all of you guys are that impressive, why are you all not in debuting boy groups right now?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's ridiculous. Because at this point, like, we watched through all these, and they were so good at performances. Like, how's anyone going to get eliminated? Like, it's not like anyone's done bad enough right now to get eliminated.
I just think we're gonna have like the exact same. Like, I don't know why anyone would fall out or fall in. You know.
I don't know.
Maybe other Hanbin moves up a little bit because 22 is low.
I just.
But at the same time, who's moving out? I don't know.
So then we have Butterfly, which is Kwon Ji, Kong, Junso, and Brian. And that's when we learned that BTS also has a song called Butterfly.
Yeah, everyone has Butterfly, man.
And the winner was Kwon Ji. Sorry, I don't know how to say it.
I don't really remember that
Chin
one. But I'm sure it was fun.
And he got first place, and he only got 696 points, so he didn't do very good.
I think it was not a strong group overall as far as points go.
And like you said, I don't
really remember that
stage at all, so that tells you how memorable it was.
But they weren't trash, because...
I mean, we don't remember it for being bad, so it must not be terrible.
we would have remembered if they were, like, bricking everything, but...
And then, finally, we got the one that we left off with last week.
So
That's
stupid.
how we always do it.
That's how they always do it.
And it's Tomboy, which is vocal and rap. And it has Korea's Lord and Savior, Sung Han-bin, Hotek, Zhang Hao, and Gunwook. So this is like
these
the quote-unquote Avengers, because they always have Avengers. Like, they throw that term around so loosely. Like, do you even know what that means?
This team... Yeah, but this team... Well, I mean, this team was, like, destined to be... what they were. Like, they're all good people. They're all really good people. It's like the top people in the whole show. And then Gungwook's like right there.
And then the best
and everybody loves him.
The best is like at some point everyone was like saying something about Han Bin like not doing good enough or something like that. Wow. He's like getting consulted by like the number 42 ranked guy in the stairwell.
Yeah, what the heck was this? Oh, come on, dude.
Like, it's okay, buddy. I know you're ranked 1 every single week, but you'll make it. Don't worry.
Because they were having their practices, and then I didn't see it because I wasn't here, but then they did their evaluation in front of the people with like water bottles with the other contestants, and they kind of were getting like, they were ranking like second. And then they were just showing them going through their practice, and then it kind of just showed Hanbin, I don't really even know what he was struggling with, just like, how do I do this part or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, and yeah, he's like sitting in the stairwell sad, and it's like number 42 coming to say, it's okay. It's like, dude, you're fine. You're number 1. And you know you're going to do fine on this. You're literally like the most stacked group possible. And they were, I mean, it's just one of those things where you expect them to be perfect, and it like pretty much was. So it's like, oh, okay.
Kind of like when we watched.
Like, there's no way they were going to blow me away.
Like, unless they did like Hotek last performance when they came out and they did the one, was it 17 or whatever it was?
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, the only way they're going to win and beat Jay's team is if they have this perfect, flawless performance, and you expected them to, and they did. So
it's just really, I mean, that group's so good. They have the number 1 people. They have like 3 people in the top 9, and then someone who's right there.
He's like number 11.
I think he was 10. I think
I was like, 10. He's like up there.
Young was like the first one out.
He's actually really good.
He's good. I mean, he's really good. People really love him too, I see. So honestly, I wasn't really gonna be blown away with this performance, but it was really awesome. It was Tomboy's a 6 song.
And then
I prefer Idol performing it, but that's okay because it's theirs.
First place went to Zhang Hao with 894 points, by far the most out of anybody.
Yeah,
surprise.
He was dominated. So, and then, of course, we don't show anyone else's rankings because we can't hurt anybody there. But poor Takano, who has no chance of being in this group.
Yeah, what's up with that?
We show his last place ranking. Why?
Just insult to injury.
We didn't show anyone from this top 4. Did Hanbin get 4th? I don't know. They don't say. Unless there's somewhere to look, they didn't say it. Because they don't want to hurt any of them because they're all going to be in the final group.
Yeah, I don't
that pissed me off. Justice for Takano.
Oh, I know.
That's just so dumb. Like, what did he do? That guess what? He was last. Like,
by the way, I know you guys like him, but he did come in last. Don't forget that.
Even though he got love, and I'm not saying he should be in the top 9. I'm just saying, like, why do we gotta kick him when he's down? Like, there's no reason for that.
And he did a backflip.
We didn't. Yeah, he did a backflip. Gungwook didn't do a backflip.
It's true, he didn't.
But he's good. He'll probably be in the final 9.
So overall, the best vocal rap team was Tomboy with a huge score of 860.
No surprise there.
So Zhang Hao got the 150,000 extra points, which at that point he already is beating everybody by 100. So I don't know what he needed 150,000 points for.
The group you got 100 if you're group 1, and then the winner of that group got 150. So he's getting 250,000 total.
For what reason? I don't know. He's already winning.
So and he's number 5. Is he the number? Was he number 5 going in?
He was in the top
9. He was in the top 9. So.
Also, we've said before,
Rich getting richer.
I was like, when it comes to like the end, when they actually do the voting, like they're separated by like
it's lots of
hundreds
votes.
of thousands,
especially the
millions.
Guys,
like
the guys
it's like not even close.
Of votes.
I'm pretty sure the difference between Hanbin and Matthew last time was like 1 million plus votes. So I mean, it wasn't even close.
It was a lot of.
And
votes.
that was first and second place. So. Then the top vocal dance team was Love Killa, and Gyuvin, he earned the benefit.
We kind of expected that group to win.
And Law won for the top rap and dance one, so Park Hanbin got the extra points, which he deserved.
Yeah.
Which also means...
all teams that, they were really good. The best.
Tomboy, Love Killa, and Law, all... That sounds like a crazy name for just one song.
I know, right?
Or concept album. They're all won the opportunity to go perform on M Countdown, basically. So, like, that's always the one. It's like, oh, you get to go perform on M Countdown.
That'll be cool, though. I mean, we'll check those stages out.
I'm kind of mad that Zoom didn't win. That was probably my favorite one.
Zoom was my favorite stage for sure. I thought that stage was pretty much perfect because the guys really made it their own and gave their kind of own creativity in there. I feel like they made that one the dramatic kind of end with the other rap stage or whatever that one of like who won, but Zoom ended up losing. Zoom was awesome and has a lot of people I like. So justice for Haruto.
Justice for Kita.
I would love that group if they were just a real thing. Ollie's my boy. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised with any of the winners.
I'm not either.
Everyone that won deserved to win.
They're
all really good. I don't see anybody really shaking up the top 9.
It's
Maybe
really
Gungwook gets in there.
Interesting when we get to the next eliminations because there's a lot of guys that are going to be eliminated that are pretty good because all of them are pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun to watch the guys be super talented. That's why some of this nonsense of them sucking so badly is annoying. It's like, come on, we know they're better than this. What'd you do to make them look so bad? You know what I mean? Like,
will second eliminations finally eliminate to my house, guys?
Probably. I don't. You know what? I don't know. I don't know.
I honestly would not be shocked if they. Well, who knows if they're rigging the votes like they always do. But
you never know.
I wouldn't be surprised if both of them, or at least one of them, made it into the final episode.
I'm thinking one is going to make it really far. I just feel like the top 9 guys are really strong right now, so I don't know.
And then there's
falling off.
I'd say there's 4 or 5 guys that aren't in the top that
they're really freaking good.
Should be in the top, but then it's who do you take out of the top?
I don't know. They're so solid. Like sometimes you're like, well, that person's up there, but I don't know how. I feel like these guys, you kind of are like, yeah, I get it.
It's kind of crazy where it's like some of the dudes you saw were so good that for the first time we're sitting there and I'm just like, what did Jay even do in these? Did he even do anything?
No, I totally forgot about all the other people besides the Zoom stage,
which was sick.
Yeah,
and the Love Killa stage is pretty good.
Love Killa was good. I mean, Matthew, I think, is gonna make it.
I just don't remember what Jay did in the thing.
I don't think their stage was. I don't know. I'm sure it was fine, but I don't really remember it. Well, I mean, we don't even remember some of the ones from today. So
what's really crazy?
You really got to be really good to be remembered. You know,
and it's what's really crazy about these two is it doesn't matter how good your performance is because if your fan base is big enough and they vote for you, you're gonna make it.
Oh yeah. You could be not good. Yeah, that was BEA. Don't argue. It's true. Do we love them in the group now? Absolutely. But it's you can't stop the facts.
Legit, you could do nothing and literally sandbag the whole show, but your fan base could be huge and you just make it into the finals.
I just don't really know. I mean, I did say, I don't know if I said on air or I guess whatever we're doing right now on the podcast, but I did say I had a sneaky feeling that Jay will be not in. He'll fall out. Just, I don't know. Something about it just seemed like a too good, too early.
Also, within the recent weeks, we haven't seen as many cutaway scenes of him doing stuff as we did in the first
not
couple
at all.
episodes.
I did not remember
He was like all over the show the first like couple weeks.
And I just, you really think that they are going to go heavy on Koreans in the final lineup just because that's kind of what they do. So if we already have like Matthew...
I don't know if I saw Jay at all.
Kita. I remember one time in the end when they're standing there looking at the rankings, it was like a quick shot of him talking to his teammate like...
But I didn't see him any cutaways to like his reactions or anything this week when the guys were performing.
I really don't remember. I remember like one when he says like one thing to his teammate about one of the groups winning or not. I just think that they're going to have so many Koreans in there, so... people not from Korea are going to be booted out. And I kind of think Matthew's in there.
I honestly think...
Because you're going to have him and Hanbin.
You'll have...
It's
going to be like girls playing it. There's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 foreign members. And the rest are going to be Korean.
And we also don't know how... I mean, the voting seems pretty straightforward now, but who knows what they're going to do in the end. Because they literally... It's crazy, Girls Planet. They changed the voting absolutely, completely different for the final one. Just the final one.
And it really helped out the Korean members.
And it helped the Korean girls a lot. I mean, Xiaoting was a dominant force at the top, and she was last.
And everybody likes this Xing Hao guy. So, I mean, if he gets in and Matthew gets in, that's already 2 slots.
Kita's foreign, too.
It might come down to Kita and, like, maybe 1 or 2 other people for the last foreign spot. Otherwise, we're all going to be Korean.
That's why I kind of think Jay, I don't know. I'd like him to be in the final, but again, I just got a feeling they're just not going to let that many people not from Korea in. How it's going to be voted, so.
And I think he was at the end too for the first.
I think he was like 8, wasn't he?
He was like 8 or 9. He was like really close to the back end.
And again, you have other guys too.
And then if you want other Hanbin in there,
and then
Gunwook gets in there.
I don't know. I just see a lot of love for Gunwook, and he kind of killed it today. So and he's one out. He's literally the first one out.
Yeah.
But as far as like other, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know why Hanbin wouldn't be number 1 anymore.
Damn it! That means Taco's not going to make it.
No, they made sure of that by showing that he was last place. That's so dumb. I want to punch Eminem in the face. They did do. I want to go back and look. I think they did do it for a couple other people.
I wish they really just doubled down. I was like, not only was the worst in this group, he was the worst of every performance.
I mean, he might have been. I'm like, it's just for no reason. There was no reason to announce that. There's no reason to announce last place. Again, if you're announcing him as last, why aren't you doing it for the Tomboy? Really. Why aren't you doing it for Tomboy? Because all those guys are so great and going to be in the final. They don't want them to look bad at all. Except for Hanbin having his like little distressed moment, and then he was perfectly fine. He's really good. He should probably be in the final lineup. So, I mean, he's good. Just pencil him in.
Like I said, I don't remember a lot of stuff happening, but now at this point, that was like 2 hours ago. So,
I just remember being mad about Takano, but the stages were good. I mean, I don't think it really changes anything.
I don't either.
We'll probably, I don't know. I feel like they'll have some kind of shakeups because they kind of have to, but we'll see. Next
Overall,
week,
good episode.
Yeah, good.
All the performances this round were crazy good.
We love performances. Performances are the best. So
next week, something else is happening. I don't remember what it was.
Next week, they're going to start getting into the songs that are created.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new group of songs. It's like songs they made for the show.
And like the people like vote on who they want to see perform.
The star creators were putting the people in the groups, and I think it showed them like going into the practice rooms being surprised. So that'll be cool. That'll be really cool because it's all like, unique new songs, and they'll have to learn the choreo, all of that. So I think that's kind of our next mission.
If I didn't feel bad for the foreign guys before, even though they're already getting smoked by the Korean group,
yeah,
I definitely do now because a lot of the Korean guys did really well. So
they're good.
They're really good.
Up. They're really good.
At this point, honestly, I would be shocked if it's just all Korean.
And then like Matthew. And then maybe Zheng Hao or the one Chinese guy who was 5. Who, I mean, he did win with some pretty in the.
He did win.
I keep wanting to say my bag. It's not my bag.
The Tomboy stage.
Yeah, he did win. I think like maybe him and Matthew, and then that's our foreign.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's only 2 of them, and the rest of them are Korean at this point.
And then
the Korean guys are just so good.
They're good. Like I think Gunwook move up and go in because he's just got that like super edge kind of.
And everybody loves him.
He was a good rapper, I guess. I don't know.
Guess we'll see.
We'll find out. It's just tough because literally number 10, so it's like easy to move in.
Yeah.
We'll just see if someone has a crazy jump from. I mean, I don't know.
Like the one dude in the
Hanbei don't need it because he was like 22.
That went from like 35 to like 16 or something.
Yeah, something crazy that you're like, how did this happen?
Awkward. But no,
put Haruto in there. Probably not. I don't know. We'll
good
see.
Episode,
we'll see.
Good performances. Everyone check them out.
We'll be back next week with episode 8 already. It's crazy, but
also go vote on our Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
And YouTube for the next round of the
March Madness girls group
March Madness
draft.
Twice is still alive. So
who knew?
They still got a chance of getting the 3-peat. They actually won by quite a bit.
Yeah, they dominated. The first round was not pretty, or whatever round.
Actually, the first round, I don't know, there's a couple of them in the first round or higher ones. I'm like, oh, that's a lot closer than it probably should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next week we got another episode coming at you. Episode 8.
Episode 8 of Boys Planet. We'll be there. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you then. I'm JT's Fog Raw. We are the Kpop Kimchi Podcast, and we love you guys. Peace.
Later.